Welcome back now. There's no doubt that this is a digital age. There's a lot happening in that space, especially with the young people. IT is booming and Nigeria is not left out. And we're going to be talking digital media and marketing and all of the things along those lines. I have here with me Sheyi Alberts. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you.
And of course, Shegwa Boduri. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah. When we're talking digital media now, people might misunderstand a lot of the things in that space. We know TV was supposed to go from analog to digital. There was a deadline this year. There's that. Then there's also the online space. So what is digital media in particular? What are we talking about when we talk digital media?
I think it's basically everything resident online, basically, that passes a message across for a specific purpose. So TV, yeah, I would classify TV as also a part of digital media, but the major M of digital media is resident online, basically. Okay. So we have a lot of things. Also, SMS is part of digital media. We have Twitter, all this online too, social media itself. It's part of digital media. We have on your phones now, you see someone just calls you in and they're introducing a product to you and all of that. All of that is part of digital media, basically.
Interesting. So social media is a part of digital media is what I'm getting from this now. So in the broader sense now, this includes, besides social media, what else in particular?
All right. Basically, just to add to what Sheyi just said, you can look at digital media from two perspectives. You can say for some businesses, it might be technology. For some businesses, it might be a new way of engaging with your prospective customer. For some businesses, it might be both. Technology in the way that for retail, you might be having an e-commerce website that enables you to sell real time to your consumer and customers. Then engaging with them with social media then comes in. That's where you have the Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram and all that. But that's all depending on your marketing plan. For me, I'm very strategic in my approach to marketing, especially digital. I believe that strategy drives everything. So basically, your strategy informs the platforms you use. So even sometimes you see that a business has a B2C side, that's business to consumer, and then you have a B2B side, which is business to business. So basically, you might want to allocate 80% of your digital marketing budget to B2C if your revenue base you generate more revenue from B2C, and then probably 20% traditional marketing to your B2B. I believe that social media plays a critical role in digital advertising, and that's where many people actually have an understanding of digital marketing. So when you hear digital marketing, the next thing is social media, but then it encompasses more than social media. Basically, so you have, like I said before, technology, e-commerce websites, you have advertising on Google, AdWords, where you are able to reach people better when they search on Google. And then, of course, social media as well. So it encompasses all that.
How are we doing in Nigeria with digital media? I know social media, there's a lot of noise about it on Twitter. They call us the wailing wailers, children of anger, whatever it is. You know, there's Twitter, there's Facebook. Nigerians are quite active in that space. But digital media as a whole, how are Nigerians doing?
We're doing good, and we're also still evolving.
Yeah. What are some of the things you're seeing happening in particular?
A lot of things. I mean, in the past 4 years, we have seen greater internet penetration, that has also brought in more people onto different platforms. So before, people didn't have access to internet as much as they do right now. So that has driven people's participation on social media and other platforms, because if there is no market anywhere, nothing is going to develop out of that. So that's a resultant effect of that. So we're doing good. It's just that we need greater internet penetration, first of all, so that we can have more people included. Also, we need more devices to be, cheaper. We want these things, technology has to be accessible, basically, to people. There's several of them, over 1 billion people who don't have access to the new age technology that we have right now, and they have to gain access to all that. But on the average level, we're doing very good, and we're still evolving.
Okay. Just to add to what Sheyi had said, I think that we can look at that from two perspectives. I think that I would rather say we are not there yet. We're not there yet. Organizations and big brands with deep pockets are there. But small businesses, basically, in Nigeria, do not understand how to leverage effectively on the power of digital.
Exactly, I was going to go to
Yeah,
that.
for some of them, it's an issue of they don't understand what digital can do for their business. For some of them, they think, oh, digital is expensive, I don't want to go there. The likes of the banks, First Bank, GTB, these are the guys that have the money to go digital or use or leverage on the power of digital. So, you know what, I'm not going to touch digital.
You also find that there are people who don't believe that they can get like leverage or it can impact their business properly.
Exactly, that's exactly what I'm trying to say. Yeah, they don't understand. And I believe that digital has three objectives or three advantages, especially for small businesses. A good one is from the budget side. So basically, let me give you an example. A typical business, small business in Lekki, wants to advertise your product. If you want to put up your banner in Lekki, you spend 200K per month. With that 200K, if you say, you know what, I want to do digital, you don't have to spend up to that. So with digital, you can manage your budget and say, you know what, I have 50,000. And then I can tell you, oh, fantastic, I can use 50,000 for a brand or digital campaign that would meet your objectives. And then if you are able to meet your objective effectively, we can decide to raise that bar and say, let's move up to 100K and then probably 150K. So for small businesses, even more, there's a more advantage for them in the sense that they can manage their budget effectively. Second is in the measurement. If you can measure effectively return on investment. So I spend 50K, I know exactly what I got with 50K. As compared to spending 200K on traditional marketing, which basically you can't fully measure the impact of that on your business. Basically, the last thing is being able to target your audience effectively. So for a business that's targeting professionals, you're able to do that on Google, you're able to do that on social marketing, which of course ends up giving you an effective ROI as compared to traditional marketing where it's everybody. You can't target who you want to target, basically,
Let's talk about the elections now, because I think that's the one thing that comes to mind when we talk about, impact and how digital marketing and, the media space as a whole was used. We saw that happen a lot, especially with these elections in Nigeria, where the social media, talking about advertising on, apps, and there were so many apps people were trying to, push and all of that. Is this something that you thought we did well and it's something we can build on?
I think also speaking from the point you have also spoken, I think the problem we have is not necessarily the fact that businesses are not using these platforms. It's the fact that we don't have enough knowledge on some business principles right from the get-go. So in whatever tool you're deploying, for example, you need a proper strategy, you need clear goals, you need several ways, several plans to deploy different things, your strategy, so that you reach a particular goal. So that is not necessarily about you using a tool. There's so many processes you have to go through before you use a particular tool. If you don't do your storytelling properly, if you don't pass your message the exact way you're supposed to pass it, you must know your particular audience and how you are supposed to pass that message through them. All that is outside of the tool. It is when you have that correctly that you put that through the tool. And for the last elections, for the campaigns that were successful, those were the things that were put into fore. So the storytelling was good enough. So I would use the presidential election as an example. President Muhammadu Buhari, you could see the image, first of all, was first worked on. It wasn't about the tool yet. It was about that personality. People knew him as that strange-faced man, that man who is, some people termed him as a wicked man and all of that. But that had to change. People saw him as hardcore. They needed to loosen him up and do all of that. That's a strategy. And from there, he passed through, even up to the photographer that was taking his pictures. Everything was about storytelling. People were seeing sides of him that the average person outside didn't know about. His family was put out there and all of that. So those phases needed to be gone through before they found a particular tool to now deploy on. One of the mistakes that people also make is not knowing what particular tool. So you can even get the whole thing right and not be using the tool. So for example, a YouTube ad, for example, people take the adverts they use on TV and just slot it in as a YouTube ad, for example. And YouTube made it in such a way that you have 4 or 5 compulsory seconds for you to see that advert, for
Yeah, so
example.
if you don't get my attention,
Yeah, if you don't get it in 5 seconds, you're done. So if you start your advert with oceans, and this guy is just, what is all this? It cancels the whole thing out and all of that. But you must be able to get his attention. You see Snapchat, the way everything is going. You see Vine, how to make videos in 5-6 seconds.
Yeah.
Snapchat is 10 seconds. So the shortest possible period of time, you must be able to get people's attention. So you need to know, if I'm going onto this platform, this is the strategy I deploy for this and that.
This is how I'm going to do it.
And